Hey everybody, Ninja Cupcake here and welcome to the 10 Style Challenge. For this challenge, these are the styles that I'm going to be exploring. For now, though, we're going to split it into 2 parts. The first 5 include my own style, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Disney, and Powerpuff Girls. And then the second 5 will be in part 2, so look forward to that. Starting with my style, I've derived my style mostly from anime and cartoons. It's kind of a fusion between the two. I really like how Akira Himikawa does her art style, so I've taken a lot of inspiration from that. A lot of my line work inspiration comes from speed paints I've watched in the past. I really like watching speed paints and I really like making speed paints. And the line work is pressure sensitive, so it gives the lines nice, smooth curves. So, starting with the color, I make separate layers for each color. And I've already drawn myself once before, so I just take colors from that drawing. And what I do to prevent fill buckets, errors, or anything like that, is I color all in it and then erase what I don't want. Just like I did in my How to Draw Rose tutorial. So my eyes are hazel, and what I do is I smudge green and brown together to make a nice hazily color. The only art style that allowed for me to do this was mine and Disney's art style, which you'll see in a little bit. Now what I do next is I lock the transparency of the line work and just color everything a little darker to give it a nice cartoony feel. Starting with the shading, I make an entirely new layer and change the opacity of that layer to about 15%, and then I shade everything the way I want it. Then I add reflections on my eyes and my hair. Starting on Steven Universe, I took a lot of inspiration from Sadie, since I look kind of like her. I also took a little bit of inspiration from Petey, since my body type is similar to him, and Peridot. The line work for Steven Universe is similar to my own style, and pressurized line work. For the hair, I noticed that it didn't overlap at all, so I had to erase some of the hair on the inside. On the color, I just take everything that I've already done and do the same thing like I did for my own style. Since the line work is mostly black, I didn't change most of it, but I think it ended up looking just like Rebecca Sugar would draw me. Starting on Adventure Time, I took a lot of inspiration from Engagement Ring Princess, since not a lot of people in Adventure Time have curly hair like me. I had to make my hair longer than Engagement Ring Princess though, since my hair is longer than hers. For the line work, it's not pressure sensitive, so I just went with a nice hard round brush. For the arm, I realized that most of it was a little bit uneven, so I had to redo it a little. Similar to Steven Universe, Adventure Time doesn't really have much shading, so I didn't really need to worry about that. And I think it ended up looking just like the show. Starting on the Disney style, I had to take a lot of inspiration from Rapunzel and Ariel, since I look similar to them, nose shape and eye shape wise. The lips were a little hard to figure out, but I think I got the hang of it. The line work for Disney styles is also pressure sensitive. I took a lot of inspiration from Princess and the Frog, since that was a 2D animated feature that came out recently. I use a gray screen instead of a green screen like I have been using for past speed paints, and I think it works a lot better. For my eyes, it also allowed for me to have hazel eyes instead of just green, so I was able to blur the two together to make a nice hazel color. Disney style is also line worked a little differently. There's not much black, so I went and did my usual technique of locking the transparent pixels. The shading in Disney style is pretty soft, so I had to blur out most of my shade and use a softer and pressure-sensitive shade brush. And that's all for Disney. The next art style is the Powerpuff Girls. I really liked the Powerpuff Girls when it was older, let's say. I had to take a lot of inspiration from Princess, since she was the only one besides Miss Bellum with curly hair. However, my hair was not in ponytails, so I had to kind of improvise. The line work for Powerpuff Girls is also pressure sensitive, similar to my own style and Steven Universe. coloring was pretty easy, since I didn't really have to do much shading. There's not a lot of shading in Powerpuff Girls. For the Powerpuff Girls style, it didn't allow really for me to have hazel eyes, so I just had to go with green. And there it is! Powerpuff Girls! And that concludes part 1 of the 10 Style Challenge. Stay tuned for part 2 of the 10 Style Challenge, which will include Sailor Moon, Studio Ghibli, Tim Burton, Gravity Falls, and Pokemon. I'll see you all next time. Bye!